Hello everyone. My name is Colin Deutsch.
I'm Hunter Suhonen.
I'm Lisette Cortez.
I'm Jennifer Espinola.
All right, next. So for our group bonding activity, we all played the card game Uno, but not everyone in our group is on campus. So we played the game pigeon version, which is over text message. This bonding activity was really important to us because after playing the game, we all feel more comfortable with each other and like we know each other a little better. So in the presentation, we'll talk about what went on during our group presentation and how it affected us after and for all our future activities and assignments. That being said, Hunter will talk about the inputs brought to the table. Lisette will talk about she'll be explaining the bonding activity. Jen will elaborate on the different outputs. I'll be talking about the environment during the activity. And Riley will give you the feedback.
So first, in our breakout rooms, we put our phone numbers and Instagram profiles in the chat. We scheduled a few days in advance, and then we made sure everyone's time availability was the same for the meeting. We met an hour before class, and the idea was basically if we were stuck or had any questions, we could just ask during class. It wasn't as long as we thought, though. We thought it would be an hour, and it only lasted 20 minutes, but still a lot of stuff happened. We checked if people were online or near campus, and since not everyone was near campus, then we just ended up doing a digital meeting, and that just meant that our environment would be our phone screen with text message and FaceTime.
Hello, my name is Lisette. So our bonding activity was Uno, which is a way for us to cooperate and communicate with one another. Uno was played through an online game, which was known as Game Pigeon, and luckily all of us had iPhones so that we can play through iPhone, which is a Game Pigeon. And since we also had iPhones, we were able to communicate through FaceTime. And as a way to FaceTime, we communicated and saw our reactions, and we all reacted well. We were content with one another, and we were satisfied as we resulted in playing multiple games at once, more than once. As you can see, we took some screenshots, and you can see our faces. Some of us were happy and some were content, but as we kept playing, we were getting more comfortable with each other. And yeah.
I will be talking about the outcomes and outputs of our group activity and how that influenced our dynamic as a whole. In an article by Alex Cortez, he states that outputs are not the same as outcomes, but they are important to measure because they tell you if you are more or less likely to achieve your desired outcome. So firstly, we made the decision to play these activities online because some of our group members were not in Chico. We found it easy to set up our game of Uno by using FaceTime as our main form of communication. This was an effective output strategy because the results that the group activity provided enabled us to value each other's presence. These bonding moments allowed our cohesiveness as a group to progress. The first activity we participated in was Uno, and because this game can sometimes take a long time to play, we were able to get to know each other on a more basic level, which tore away some of the initial tension that we might have had after our first meeting. As we became more comfortable, our personalities started to show through and allowed us to decide how each of us can contribute to our group's overall success in this class. We talked about some of our strengths and weaknesses, which were utilized in this presentation. And by communicating and asking questions for help, our communication and presentations will become stronger and further allow us to have a smooth dynamic. These outputs were a result of our group's overall progress and helped us to make decisions that had good outcomes and positively change the group structure. So now that I've talked about our group outputs, I'm going to hand it over to Colin talking about how the environment affected the group.